Mr. Javed Saab. I'm Manjusha. I'm the entertainment editor for Gulf News. I'm really looking forward to seeing you this weekend, by the way, in Dubai. Jashn-e-Rekhta is like, I think it's an iconic event for everybody, for cultural aficionados. But you should tell me, like, are you looking forward to it as much as we are?
Of course. I mean, I have been involved with Rekhta right from the very first festival, and I don't think I missed any, as far as I remember. Yes, I mean, it's a great event. First of all, one has to be so proud that it is India that has given the largest website of Urdu, thanks to Mr. Sanjeev Saraf. The kind of people come there and the kind of percentage of young people that I see there is very, very heartening, very, very encouraging. There is no reason to be so disappointed or disillusioned about the future of the young generation. They have tremendous thirst, curiosity about literature, poetry, and they sit, majorities of young people there every time, and they listen to discussions with total attention. It is not just some kind of a fun for them, but while thoroughly enjoying it, one can see that they are imbibing, they are learning.
It's so interesting that you say that we live in a generation where ChatGPT does even love letters for everybody. They're too lazy to
Yeah,
write poetry. So they ask
yeah,
ChatGPT and it's become a joke and a meme, how it's we have become. So it must be heartening for you, no, to know that it is
yes,
not.
of course.
But when you read such a piece where ChatGPT writes love letters, where you have spent hours thinking, what goes through your mind, sir?
It has artificial intelligence has great future, and we can't even perhaps imagine what ultimately it will become, because the way it is progressing. But at the moment, it has its own limitation. It is AI is dependent on data. It doesn't have its own creative thinking. But believe me that it will be achieved perhaps in 10 years, 5 years, who knows. I was in a conference about AI in Delhi,
Mhm.
and I said that I must have made at least 200 songs, if not more, with Shankar Ehsaan Loy. Suppose instead of 200, I would have made only 199. And that 200th song would have been Breathless, which that time we would not have made. Do you think if we ask artificial intelligence to make a song written by Javed and composed and sung by Shankar Mahadevan, and it should be totally unprecedented, unusual, AI would have given us Breathless? No, because it is not in the data. Anything of this kind is not in data.
I have to say that when I was watching your documentary, you were so ahead of your time, Angry Young Men, the three-part documentary. And I did not realize screenwriting could be that exciting. You guys really ruled your roost at that point. It was very
Yeah,
brought back. I think for many people, it gave us a window into who you are because there are many who don't, right? We
yeah.
watch your movies, but we don't know how you guys started. Was that very life altering for you as well to know? Did people write in after the documentary saying that we didn't know you guys were such a dynamic duo in screenwriting?
It was received very well, and it is still doing very, very well.
Yes.
And whenever I go anywhere on aircraft, in the hotel, in the lobby, airport, wherever, so people come and mention this documentary to me.
Especially screenwriting at a time when there are, say, filmmakers like Anurag Kashyap, when they talk to me, they're like, I'm so disenchanted by Bollywood. I want to go and retire down south, do Malayalam movies every day. It is very, that way I feel like, there's still so much potential. And at that time, I remember telling him, don't worry, don't lose hope. There was always you guys who brought it back. Do you also think you guys have to come back? Should the duo be resurrected to save Bollywood?
I mean, nothing comes exactly the same way. It changes with time because the times have changed. So again, you come to new times. So you have to be new. You have to be different. But yes, I realize that, I mean, it has been a bit too long a gap that I have written scripts. So now I have concentrated in that direction. I have done some work. Now let me see how the market takes it. That is to be seen.
Of course, we live in a very woke time now. You must know, Mr. Javed Akhtar, that everything you write, a character can offend you, you can get cancelled. How do you navigate such treacherous terrains while writing? Are you very aware? Because you have to observe, right? What's happening, how the youngsters.
Yeah, oh yeah, every day. People have become too sensitive. You know, their sentiments get hurt. Have you ever heard that so and so rationalist was complaining that my sentiments are hurt? Any atheist has ever told you my sentiments were hurt? Ever? Why only people who are religious, who are conservative, who are traditionalists, their sentiments hurt? Have you ever thought of it? Because they don't have anything except for sentiments. They can't defend their point of view or their stand with reason, logic, rationale, proof. So since they don't have any of these things, the only thing they have to defend their point of view or their stance is by sentiment.
So you don't write for those who can't be reasoned with logic, is it? You write for the rationalist as you speak, the pragmatic ones.
As much as possible, you have to be reasonable in life, in writing, anywhere. Of course, there is something like flight of imagination. Of course, there is something like fantasy. Of course, there is something like a romantic view of life, seeing stars in people's eyes and so on. But that's enough. I mean, it should not cause hostility. Your sentiments should make life beautiful instead of becoming hostile and bitter and aggressive and violent.
And I have to tell you, nowadays, screenwriters have been given a wider berth. Yesterday, I was talking to Sudeep Sharma from Patal Lok. He was given as much a berth as the actor who led the series, Jaideep Palawat. What I found fascinating is that I was more people are writing about the writers, which was never the case. Who was the script? Like, it was difficult, right? I mean, perhaps you guys were the lone warriors standing, but otherwise, the sudden interest in writing, is that a good sign?
It's wonderful. That's wonderful. And please, if you know the writer of Patal Lok, please give my congratulations to him.
Sudeep
I
Sharma.
have binge watched it. At one go, I saw the whole thing, and I've seen the first season also. Brilliant writing. Brilliant writing.
That's true. And I wrote to him that Northeast, having being representing a state well, telling their stories, it's very sensitive, right? And I've seen
But the
many
writer
movies.
should remember that he has equally talented actors at his disposal.
Yes,
So they are conveying what he wanted to convey. You know,
beautiful.
a bad actor is like a ball. Whatever you may write, it will not go through him. It will not reach the audience. He is a ball, a bad actor. And a good actor makes it even more effective. And this writer is fortunate that he has such good actors with him.
Isn't it amazing? Now, do you love the current phase you're in as a writer? Are you just amazed at the sometimes there's such, like you said, Patal Lok is amazing. There are like movies that come, they amaze you. Like Rifle Club, audacious movie. I don't know, it's about the guns, Kerala. It's amazing. It's crazy. But
Like this, the other serial which is exceptional is Black Warrant.
oh, Black Warrant, yes, they have. Yeah.
So well written, so well performed.
Does this inspire you though? Like knowing that there is a audience for such kind of good content. Just you don't have to hurry things up. You don't
Yeah,
have.
yeah, again, but there is slight difference. This is on OTT.
Yeah.
The audience on OTT is different from the audience in the cinema hall. They're different. There's no doubt about it. I wonder if, say, a film like, which is a successful, any TV serial which is, or OTT, which is extremely successful and effective, how it would have done in the theater. It is anybody's guess. I'm not taking any chance, but it is a question because the films that have done recently well in the theater are totally of different genre.
I don't think anybody has hit on the formula yet for that. That's one thing. Even if it's a great movie, like there was a Robbie Williams biopic called Better Man, but the movie did terrible at the box office. So then you're like, okay, I enjoyed the movie, fantastic, phenomenal reviews, but somehow did not take off. Although it had everything going for it. So I think people are yet to crack that formula, I feel. What really ticks? As insiders, do you have that fear and do you wonder about it?
Of course, of course. I mean, you see, ultimately, you should make what you like to see. You should make a film which you would like to see. So at least there will be one person in the favor of that film. If you start trying to make films for others may not get pleased, and you are also not making it for yourself. So the very first person who visualized that film in imagination saw that picture had not appreciated that film because he was making it for others. And then others also rejected it, that you are nowhere. So you should work according to your conviction. But at the same time, let's not have false bravado. You have to be clear what is your target audience and make the film accordingly. I'm not saying change your message. I'm not saying change your content, but same content you should be able to convey to different kind of audiences in a different kind of way.
I'm so eager to see what kind of script you have come up with.
Ultimately, there are only two kinds of scripts: good scripts and bad scripts.
There's no in between. Is there no in between? Some mediocre script elevated by amazing actors, or the vice versa?
No mediocre script can be saved by amazing actor. Actually, mediocre script needs mediocre actors. It will not become obvious that it's a mediocre film. A good actor will convey the mediocrity so well that you will know it is mediocre. Mediocre films have always done well with mediocre actors. And sometimes very good actors are, in the temptation that, all right, this is a easy formula, so I should also do this kind of film. And they tried to do it, they did not work.
I remember when I saw Jaideep Ahlawat, it's interesting you say about great actors. It reminded me of Irfan Khan. I miss him so much even now, I can't tell you. Like, you miss actors, right? There was one scene where Jaideep Ahlawat breaks down, I think, when he realizes his colleague is dead. And without tears, he expresses his emotions. Brilliantly done scene. Couldn't have been written, but I don't act
He
better.
had given a brilliant performance. You see, when actors, most of the actors, when they work, they are so alert, so energetic, so focused, so much there, as if it is their first day on the job. Now, a police officer who is working since donkey's years will develop a certain kind of cynicism, certain kind of tiredness and boredom. At the same time, he's a responsible person, so he's focused. But he will not react like a newcomer, like a green hand.
Yes.
I mean, look at the continuity of expression and the detached attachment. Shall I say, a kind of a detached attachment to his duty is unbelievable.
May I ask you what inspires you? Like, do you like see they say writing is a craft, right? It's like a carpenter. You have to work at it every day to be better at it. How are you maintaining that discipline?
There are two things,
Yeah.
craft and art. All arts have two aspects. One, your imagination, your fantasy, your dream, your romanticism, your passion. And on the other hand, craft, cold-blooded, calculated craft, objective craft. Now, these two things are ostensibly moving in opposite directions. Consciousness, calculation, craft, passion, dreams, emotions, they are not from the same package. But that is where the art is created, in this kind of a contradiction. I think all art is some kind of an exercise in schizophrenia because at the same time, the person is getting emotional while he's writing the scene, he's getting tears in his eyes because he's so involved in the emotion of the scene. On the other hand, a part of this person is telling him, don't use this word. That word will be more sensitive, more effective.
I see.
Like a calculated, clever person. And it is happening at the same time within one person's brain.